Your nail business absolutely depends on what we're going to talk about. This episode is 1000% key for your success in the nail business. We're going to jump right into it right now on the Biz Talk. So today on the show, I have Angela Smith, who works with a company called DSI. And what they do is they are experts in, how do I say this? Basically, operational efficiency is how I would describe it. And so
that's good.
Is that good?
I like it.
Okay. Angela is an expert in this field. So let me break this down real quick before we jump into this. Okay. What does that mean? It means that my company, Young Nails, is growing. Mm-hmm. And the way that we were doing things before, it's not working anymore. Okay. Not only that, there is, if I'm being honest, there's chaos in our operation. Yes or no?
Oh, awesome.
It's awesome.
It is awesome chaos.
It's awesome chaos.
Yes.
Okay. So you as the nail professional, I don't want you to feel like if you have chaos in your business that you're alone, because we've been doing this for 27, 28 years. I've been here for 19, 20 years, and we still have this issue. Now, the thing is that we've hired this company, DSI, to help us get our shit together for all intents and purposes. That's the best thing. I brought Angela Smith, I'm going to say your last name. I just learned her last name like 5 minutes ago, on the show because I think it can bring value to nail professionals, okay, about you having to get your stuff together because you're a business. Ultimately, as a nail tech, you're a business. So first thing, Angela, thank you for coming.
Yeah.
Appreciate you having us having you on the show.
Thank you for inviting me.
100%. And just a simple question to start things off, to get kind of warm. How, in your experience, like the difference in companies getting their shit together, organization-wise, efficiency, and not, can that actually be the difference between success and failure, like straight up?
I think there are some companies that are successful in spite of themselves.
Okay.
I do think that is possible.
Okay.
I think that the ones that are going to survive through this new environment of business have to focus on operational excellence. You're gonna have a great product. You might be the best at what you do, but if you are not focused on your numbers, if you're not focused on your process, if you do not have all of your stuff in line, you will be passed.
Okay. For a nail professional,
okay,
the salon, it can get super chaotic, right? You've got clientele, you've got things, you got inventory to manage, you got your finances to manage, you have clientele to manage, your books. Where can somebody start in this area? Like breaking it down. I know you work with companies and you've worked with big companies, you work with us. We're not a huge company, but still bigger than a salon. What are some places that a nail professional can start to really get their efficiency and organization like kind of like next level? Because it can be overwhelming. I know that from what we're going through right now, it can feel really overwhelming. Like, what are some things that they can do to really start making that change?
Well, I think first you need to identify what your problems are. So what is causing the most distraction in your world? What is it that is keeping you from being able to focus on the basics that you need to accomplish? So it could be, I have to leave my station because I don't have the stuff I need where I am. It could be that I'm running out of inventory and I'm constantly having to adjust what I have to do for my client because I don't have the right things to do. And you got to hide that, right? So if you're out of certain things, you're substituting. Am I doing that on a regular basis? What is it that's keeping you from just focusing on what you need to do when you're with that client? And they feel that energy. And you really have to make sure that you've got all of your ducks in a row.
So identifying those points of chaos, right? So like for us, that's kind of what we did here. One of the first things was like, one of the questions that Angela was asking our team is, what are your pain points? Write them down, correct? So you actually did that with us as the first thing. So identifying the pain points for the nail professionals. Okay. So I would say that's the easy part. Okay. And I'm going to get into that, but okay, I'm going to identify the pain points.
Yeah.
That's going to require me to be honest with myself, right? Like, I'm sure you've had experience with companies in denial. Like, I don't have that problem. What do you mean? That's not my problem. I don't have that problem. So you've got to be objective, correct?
A lot of times they don't even realize that it's a problem.
Right.
So
how do you...
So that's another piece that I think is really important. You have to have people around you that you can be honest with, that will tell you great feedback, that'll say, you know, Habib, these things are really actually going on, and I'm not even sure you're aware of this situation.
Right.
And not being open to feedback will close you down. It will make you fail.
Totally.
So you have, and one of the things I really like about the Young Nails team is they want to know what's wrong.
What's going on.
And they don't even know what they don't know.
Correct.
And so having really good people around you that can give you that feedback is really critical.
Okay. So open to feedback, maybe have some people, maybe you can ask some other people in the salon, like, what do you see? You know, what are you saying about me? If you yourself can't see everything, maybe a starting point is like, try to be honest with yourself, identify that. The second thing, the execution part of fixing, right? So you've identified these pain points. Let's say you make a list, because I know we're building a list right now for Young Nails, right? My focus is customer service. I want you guys to place an order and I want it out the door same day, right? That sounds really simple, but it means we have to fix all the stuff that Angela and team are putting together for us. We have to fix all these things, this huge list, in order to get to that point. That seems so simple on the surface, but is not. How do you not get overwhelmed with this list? And once you've identified your pain points, like, how does somebody like execute? Because all I hear from a lot of nail professionals, not just nail professionals, business people, is like, I don't have the time. Like, I don't have the time. I don't have the time. Like, when am I going to do this?
You do not have the time not to.
What'll happen? Right. Kate, expand on that.
So you're going to have a long list and you're going to identify where's the biggest bang for my buck. If I only did one thing on this list, what is that? So it's called prioritization, and you have to identify in order what you need to do. And some things it might be the highest priority, but you can't do it unless you do these other three things.
Right.
So taking a moment, usually where you do your best thinking, at least me, is right in that when I'm waking up and I'm laying in bed and I don't want to get out of bed, and you like have a notebook right next to your bed and write those things down. And then visualize, how am I going to execute this plan? And who do I need to include to help me execute my plan? And do I need to bring in outside help?
Right.
So, example, if you own a business, you may need an accountant. You may need somebody to help you with your finances. You may need somebody to help you with your inventory. There's a lot of low-cost ways to do that. And you're surrounded by people with a lot of different skills. So identifying, who do I need to have help me?
Right.
How am I going to get this done? Putting dates to when you want to have some achievable goals. And obviously we all have ways that we reward ourselves. I'm waiting for the big, huge bonus from Habib because we found a bunch of inventory. But, you know, what does that look like? And for me, it's like, okay, I want that flash sale thingy filled up with fingernail polish, right?
Caption polish, right?
Totally. And so I think having attainable goals, putting dates to it, and then holding yourself accountable. So have an accountability partner. Have somebody that's going to come and call you once a week and say, hey, you had a list of stuff and I'm invested in you as a person too. How you doing on that?
I really like what you said. Like, prioritization is, I think it's the step to minimizing that feeling of being overwhelmed, right? When you have a list that's this long, okay, and this is something I had to learn in the last like 3 or 4 years, kind of just recently, because I'm a person that like, I function in chaos. I kind of feed off of chaos. And so for marketing, it's good because it's super chaotic. There's 50 things going on. I love that feeling. on the back end of the business, it is not good. We need that.
No.
We need that dialed
Stability.
in stability, right? So, but the thing is that how to deal with that feeling of this list is going to take me 30 years to get through, right? That overwhelming feeling is to prioritize. I love that so much, because what you do mentally is like you pick that thing and it's like, one, I'm only focusing on this one thing and I'm going to get it done to completion. And then you mentally say, okay, now I'm going to 2. It's a step-by-step process, right or wrong.
Absolutely. And you've got to surround yourself with very successful people too, so that you have people to model after as well. So if you own your own business and you have somebody else that owns their own business and they're really good at it, talk to them.
Yeah.
Ask them, because getting that feedback and then having them look at your list and having them help you prioritize, it's so important.
What from businesses that you've worked with where they've started out in chaos, okay, you guys have come in and you've helped them really dial things in. What's been the impact, the real impact of you guys implementing like all these changes? Like what's it done for businesses overall? Like what's that success look like?
Yeah, so a lot of people think when an efficiency or a process optimization group comes in that they're going to lose headcount or people are going to lose their job.
Right.
And I can tell you, 99% of the people we go to, they're on such a fast track up that they're able to get done 2, 3, 4 times as much work or effort or product out the door or money in the building with the exact same number of people, because they're actually doing a really good honed in process that is so revolutionary from what they were doing
Right.
in the current state. It's exponential. So it gives them the ability to grow. If you don't put these processes in place, you won't be able to grow and you'll fail. And then your customers will be dissatisfied.
Totally.
They won't come back to you and you're going to be treated like a commodity to them.
You know what? Relating that to nail, I can see you have a nail technician that does amazing work, okay? But let's say she's not organized on the back end, right? With inventory, with product, with anything. And she has, like, she can't grow. So she's got, let's say, 20 clients a week, and she has the ability to pump out maybe triple that volume herself, but she can't because it's so chaotic. Your clients are going to feel it. Even though you do good work, they may go to somebody else because every time they come to you, you're frazzled, you're completely disoriented.
You're late.
You don't have the product there. You don't have the inventory. You're using different quality products because you're out of inventory. You had to go down the street and just pick up something else to substitute. So the quality maybe starts to shift. But you have the capability to triple the size of your business if you got your back end dialed in, organized, and that starts with identifying those pain points, what you were saying, executing on them by prioritizing what Angela was saying, one at a time. Don't get overwhelmed, hit it, and that way you can grow. And like that right there with the same team, you guys come in, you implement, and it's like, boom, they can scale, right?
Yeah.
The same thing, what we're talking about here. If you're maxed out at 20, but you know you can go to 60 clients a week, but it's all this chaos, like you got to make that change. You have to make that change in order to grow your business. This is what, I mean, a lot of what we talk about in a lot of our content, Angela, is always on the front end. Market, right? Build that demand, get people in the door, which is good. You need sales, right?
Absolutely.
It's sort of the blood of the company.
But what's going to keep them coming back?
What's going to keep them coming back? That is exactly what I was going to say. You have to have your shit together.
You have to have your shit together.
Good customer service, right? A lot of people think customer service is, I'm going to be nice to my customer and treat them well, but that's part of it. What about on time?
I don't want somebody working on my nails that is stressed out.
Right.
You feel it.
Yeah.
You're physically touching someone. Your energy is transferring into that human. And if you're frazzled, they're not going to want to sit in your chair again.
That's exactly
They're
right.
not going to want to sit in your chair again.
And I would say if you got 60, 70 clients a week, right? If you're a fully booked nail professional, that's insane. Like having, I think Tracy at her peak, she was working 4 days a week and she had like 12 people to 15. No, she was doing 16, I think, fills a day. So you're talking over 60 people a week, right? I mean, and she was telling me how dialed in she was organization wise, like her notes and back then it was all like notes and she didn't really have, they didn't have the systems they have now, but it was very systematic. Her way that she communicated, dealing with clients that were late, she had full systems and processes in place for her business.
That's awesome.
So that it was like butter all the way through. That experience has to be, you get your nails done, right? Do you go and get manicures, pedicures, and
I have a running joke with one of my coworkers about getting my toes done.
Okay.
So the fact that I got my nails done by Tracy yesterday, I'm gonna catch some shit. But
I love
yes.
it. I love it. And when you go in, obviously, like what you said, if the nail tech is running around and like, oh my God, you're probably not going to come back. That's part of the customer service experience.
Actually, I think part of the reason you go, I can paint my nails, but the reason I go is because I want to relax.
Right.
And I want to enjoy myself. And I want to spend time with somebody that is, cares about me.
Right.
And so keep that in mind, that that's part of that experience. And if you're in chaos because you don't have your shit together, they're going to find somebody else.
Listen, I brought Angela on here today because she's an expert in this field and this is what she does. This is her career, okay? And she has seen the changes it's made to companies. Young Nails is all about helping you build your business, okay? We do a lot of that on the front end. I wanted to bring Angela on today to talk about the importance on the back end. You got to get that straight. Take these tips from her that she went through today, start executing. Let us know in the comments below if you are dialed in, what are some things that you've done to help you get there, right? To help other people that are going to be watching this content. And then also share your pain points in the comments below too. Maybe we can jump in and we can try to help you. Angela, thank you so much for being on today. Really appreciate it.
Yes.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
And we will see you next week on the Biz Talk.